And the first thing that jumps out to me, and I was cussing loud at the TV with Jason Tatum's game. But at the end of the day, you know what? It wasn't his, best shooting game you've ever seen. 6 from 16 from the floor, 3 from 7 from 3. But he did affect the game in other ways. He was crashing boards. He had 11 boards. He should have had more than 5 assists because I saw a lot of misses coming from passes from him that really would have probably got him closer to a triple-double. Ends up with 16 points. But in the end, typical. Jaylen Brown, consistent as all get out. 7 of 12 from the field, 6 of 11 from 3, 22 points in the game. Very effective in the game, by the way, on both sides of the ball because he was playing absolute lockdown, championship-level defense. You could say the same for Kristaps Porzingis, who came off of the bench. 20 points for him. Actually, 3 blocks, but I felt like he affected the game more so than just the blocks. 3 blocks is impressive, no doubt. But, I saw a lot of plays there where the Mavericks tried to go inside, and just Kristaps Porzingis being there, being a presence, altered shots, made guys change their mind and go a different direction altogether, not even test them. Someone tried to, I forget who it was, tried to dunk on him. He said he hit you with the Mutombo. No. You're not dunking on me. Look, I just thought it was a great team effort. And I got to tell you, I understand Kyrie sucked, and we'll get into that. He had a terrible game 1, and we know he's going to be better moving forward in the series.
The Mavericks sucked today.
Listen, the Celtics, for the Celtics to beat their ass the way they did, with Kyrie having a bad game and Tatum not having the best game you've ever seen, really speaks to who has the horses in the series. That's what I took from it. We know the Mavs are dependent on their 2 stars. This game, and many others during this playoff run, but let's just keep it to the finals, proved to me that the Celtics are not star dependent. They have more horses. They have more guys that can affect the game and they can beat you.
Well, you said it how Jaylen, the line he finished was 16 points, 11 rebounds, right? I believe. But it's those 11 boards where he has his effect. Yeah, 16, 11, and 5 on 16 shots. Terrible. But you saw what he did defensively, and that's where it started for Drew Holiday and for Jaylen Brown as well. But anytime Luka got into the paint, it was Jason Tatum with his length and size getting in there, making sure to mess with the passing lanes, and just with his handles as well, crashing it on the boards. And you speak on what Jaylen Brown did. 22 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals, 3 blocks, just 2 turnovers, 2 from 3. 2 for 6. All their starters, 2 or more threes. But Jaylen Brown doing that, driving this offense, again, being the primary scorer, but also being the primary defender of Luka Doncic on the other end.
Right.
So, the Celtics, it was an underwhelming game offensively from Jason Tatum. But as he's been the playmaker and a key piece defensively, because you don't have this type of performance where you hold the Mavericks to 9 assists on 35 makes. You hold Luka Doncic to 1 assist in the game. 1 assist. So you're taking a guy that averages 9 a night. So let's say if it's all 2s, that's 18 points you're wiping off the board. Let's give it some mix and some 3s. That's 22, 25 points, maybe 30 you're wiping off the board by keeping his assist number down. But that starts with Jaylen Brown, but it's a switching they can do. And the way that I said leading into this, where they can throw 4 defenders at Luka and Kyrie's way.
Right.
So Jason Tatum didn't score a ton. He had 10 points in the beginning of the 4th quarter. We're all jaws dropped, how is this happening? But they dominated the way they did. It just shows the talent they have. Oh, yeah, and also that's the boost you get with Kristaps Porzingis stepping back into the fold, 20 points, 21 minutes played. Coming off the bench, which I love from Joe Mazzulla. Don't start him. Because coming off that injury, the energy in the building, obviously the adrenaline pumping for Kristaps, but let him sit on the bench the first few possessions, first few sequences of the game, get into it mentally, then bring him off the bench, which he did early in the first quarter.
He played a lot more minutes than I thought, though.
This was the range. I was thinking 15 to 20.
You were?
And if you get 15 to 20 from him a night in this finals, it's Celtics in 5.
Listen, when you frame it that way, I guess I get it. You thought he played 15 to 20 minutes. I guess my issue a little bit was the game was out of hand. Porzingis had already made his impact. Get him the hell out of there. But this is what Mazzulla does. I just have to let that go. All I do is complain and moan about that, and it's not changing. Joe Mazzulla plays guys. They know again.
And I got to say, hands up, I didn't see Porzingis playing like this in his first game back in 38 days. I hammered it home.
Right.
Here. The rust he's going to have.
Yeah.
But 20 points, 6 rebounds, 3 blocks in 21 minutes.
Bro.
And this is well below his average of 29 minutes a night. And he was a guy that averaged 20 and 7 in the regular season.
He was aggressive, too.
Trailing from 3, chasing down fast breaks for blocks, erasing shots at the rim, taking away the lob threat. Derek Lively was completely MIA all night long. And that's Kristaps Porzingis, both ends of the floor. And offensively, working from the elbow. Every defender they sent his way, posting up on Lively like he did, who's stronger than him, but didn't matter, driving by guys, rim running, crashing down the lane, and dunking. He was phenomenal tonight in just 21 minutes. But it's the energy boost. It's what Drew Holiday provided this team in the last round against the Pacers. The energy boost Kristaps Porzingis provides for the team, within the building, of course, those 17,000 fans in the Garden, but everyone around him. What him and Jaylen Brown did tonight, that's elite playmaking basketball. And this team is so deep, so talented, they can afford an off night from Jason Tatum and blow away the best team in the West like this. And again, 30 points from Luka, but just 1 assist. They said, you go ahead and beat us. On the pick and roll, we'll drop. We'll take away the lob threat. You come to us. You eat. We're going to leave Al on an island, or if it's Jaylen or Jason, do the same thing, then double late, but we're not going to let anyone else score.
Yes.
And they kept him away. The Mavericks all together as a three-point threat. Couldn't get it going. They were, I think, finished 5 for...
That's terrible.
7 for 27, but they were like 5 for 23 late in the game.
Right.
It was just they were never a threat from the 3-point line at all. And Luka got a ton of points, but no one else around him scored. And this game got close. Luka was driving and got it within 8. Remember, we're all like, here we go.
Yeah.
And then they responded.
Listen, I want to go back on something you said about Porzingis, kind of rendering Lively and Gafford, I would throw in, worthless, essentially. He took those guys out of the game. But this is what I was telling you coming into this series. I started popping champagne when the Nuggets went out. And I told you, I said, Joker is a problem for anyone on planet Earth. Jokic, no one can stop him. He is an unmovable force. And I knew he's going to be pushing around Porzingis like no one's business, especially coming back from injury. But once he was eliminated, there was no big left in this tournament at the time, including Cat, including Gobert, including these guys for the Mavericks, that had me losing sleep at night because I knew Porzingis could match up athletically to any of them. And so this is what we're seeing. We're seeing him healthy. And credit to you. You were always skeptical about Porzingis' health. Always, like back to the regular season. He gets hurt in the postseason, of course you were skeptical. But you did say, you acknowledged, if he's 100% like I thought he would be, you said this series will be over quickly. Some of your prediction of Mavericks in 6 was predicated on, I don't believe Porzingis, A, will be healthy, and B, can sustain health. Now, we'll see B, if he can sustain it.
Like, that's my thing watching him. He looked great tonight.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see when adrenaline wears off.
Right.
All right, 2 days rest after this. How does the leg feel?
Sure.
And there's going to be an adjustment by the Mavericks. This defense came out and completely shocked Luka on multiple facets, but the way they were able to eliminate the lob, which the Timberwolves couldn't do at all, and at the same time, the size, the strength, the athleticism that they could throw at him.
Right.
And Jaylen Brown meeting him right off the bat to start the game. Luka's bringing it up, met him at half court, did not care, rose to the occasion.
Yeah, there were times in this game Luka looked tired.
But if Kristaps can recover, keep this level of play up, and it's not going to be identical to this. He can't sustain this level of play. But if you get 20 good minutes, 20 good minutes from Kristaps Porzingis, this is Celtics in 5.
Yep.
That's what, but I go Mavericks in 6 because I don't believe he can hold it.
Right.
But Celtics in 5 to me.
Couple more numbers to think about here. Celtics on the boards, 47-43 advantage. It felt bigger than that to me. I was actually shocked when I looked at the stats because it felt like the Celtics were getting every damn rebound possible. Assist, Celtics 23, Mavericks 9.
And
I mean, it says it all.
And think about when it was late in the third or beginning of the third. Luka hits a 3, makes it an 8-point game. And at that point, it's a 35-14 run in favor of the Mavericks. The crowd of the Garden was stunned. Then it's Jaylen Brown free throws, Porzingis dunk, Brown free throws, Tatum 3, Horford 3, Brown 3, 20-point lead like that. And over a 14-0 run in the third, Jaylen Brown had 2 rebounds, 3 for 4 from the free throw line, 2 blocks on Derek Jones in one possession. One was on a lob. The second one is when he tried to put it back. A block on Kyrie at the rim as well, and an assist on an Al 3. Opened the fourth with a driving layup. Jaylen Brown. I mean, flowers all the way.
Yeah.
This has been so long in the making for him because he was the best player in the finals 2 years ago. But all the attention was on how bad Jason Tatum was, of course. Then last year into the playoffs, all the attention is on how poor Jaylen Brown played, how awful his handles were. Then he gets a Supermax, and people clowned him. How is this guy the highest paid NBA player of all time? Deservedly so, but you know what? Jaylen Brown played the system, and then he took getting clowned and people talking bad on his name, got paid a massive amount of money, and became a better player. When does that happen? And he very well could be the best player on this championship team if he keeps putting this together. So it's just like you give the flowers to Kristaps Porzingis to drop back in and play the level he did, and then I got to give the flowers to Jaylen Brown. And I have all postseason. He's been their most consistent player, shooting better than 50% from the floor, series after series after series, getting it done, being their best defender. Should have been all defensive. You said it too in the regular season.
Yep.
He would take on the opposition's hardest defensive assignment, and he would. Their most difficult offensive player did it again tonight in Game 1. He's a Game 1 MVP. He keeps putting it together. He better be Finals MVP.